White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt was immediately corrected after she went on the attack against Justice James Boasberg, the Chief Justice of the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. Here she is attacking on Fox News.
And this Judge Boasberg, is a Democrat activist. He was appointed by Barack Obama. His wife has donated more than $10,000 to Democrats, and he has consistently shown his disdain for this president and his policies, and it's unacceptable.
You took me right where I wanted to go about the idea that these people are all foreign terrorists, but Judge Boasberg was originally appointed by George W. Bush and then elevated by Barack Obama. I just feel like I should clear that up.
Well, let me just
what? Let you just what? Lie more? Because that's what was going to happen. Okay. Look, here's the thing. That was NBC News' Garrett Haake, and he pointed out correctly. Yeah, it actually wasn't an Obama judge. Okay, not that would matter, because what you have right now is a judge that has been very bipartisan, has ruled in favor of Donald Trump a few times and against Donald Trump a few times. It doesn't matter, though, if you even go against him once. Just once is all it takes. I mean, ask Amy Coney Barrett, okay? Then suddenly you're a traitor, you're a Dem operative, you're a plant. It's absolute ridiculousness, okay? And so he just simply asked, by the way, Hake did, hey, are you sure it's a good idea to impeach a federal judge for just disagreeing with you? Kind of sounds like a bit like, I don't know, weaponization. Just saying, you know. And of course the answer is the Obama judge, judicial activists. It's ridiculous.
Obama.
There it is. That's the word. That's the word. Obama. Look, we got a bunch of people on the Supreme Court that are actual judicial activists, okay? Again, they are literally given millions of dollars worth of gifts and trips by pro-Trump donors. Okay? You don't think that's a problem? Apparently, nope, totally fine. But if you disagree with Donald Trump just once, impeach, we must get rid of them. You kidding me? No, I wish I was kidding. Look, here's the thing. We know what this is about. Trump's out there ignoring court orders. He's consolidating power in the executive. He's, ignoring the judiciary. He is flouting the Constitution. He's trying to get rid of things like birthright citizenship. Birthright citizenship. He wasn't kidding when he said, I'm going to go after it. Yeah, no, he's going after it, even though it's clearly unconstitutional. Okay? But you got this lady out there who is basically the North Korean press lady, all right? She's out there lying. She's out there lying. And look, Aaron Parnas, as a lawyer, he's out there correctly calling her a gaslighter. Because that's what she is. Okay, she is a liar. She's a gaslighter. She is out there doing nothing but pro-Trump propaganda. Okay? Now, the other thing about Boasberg, by the way, he was appointed by, or I should say to the U.S. Foreign Intelligence Service Surveillance Court by none other than Chief Justice John Roberts. John Roberts happens to be one of the bigger Trump enablers that we have. He voted with the others to give Donald Trump full immunity from prosecution. And so, I can't help think, but that's kind of his fault that we're in this situation, along with Merrick Garland, okay, along with just all the different failures along the line to stop Donald Trump from getting to this point. And of course, he got to this point. And yet Roberts is now like, hey, you know what? Maybe threatening to impeach judges that you don't agree with might not be a good idea. To which, of course, the right's like, shut up. Shut up. Stop that. Don't disagree with us. Maybe we'll impeach you too. Oh, boy. Here's his full quote on it, by the way. For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose. Look, that's a really milquetoast statement from the guy that enabled Donald Trump. But of course, even that statement was enough to elicit rage.
John Roberts says it's not appropriate. It's not an appropriate response to when you disagree with a judge. And it is really a surprise to me that Trump doesn't follow the appropriate protocol when there are rapists and murderers invading our country. Maybe a guy in a robe in D.C. can follow all the protocols, but Trump is the effing president of the United States who protects 300 million plus people. He is a leader who does not have the luxury of opening up his little books to read, oh my God, maybe he didn't do it the right way. Roberts, shut the F up. This is something that a president has to do.
Yes, a president. He has to break the laws and ignore the judiciary and completely usurp all the authority. Well, he has to do it. He has to do it. No. How about Gutfeld? You ought to shut the F up, all right? For one, here's the thing. Rapists and murderers are not invading this country. In fact, they've already been here. They're already here. I know. You've elected one. That's it. I mean, that should be the end of that conversation. 100%. But no. Here's the thing, though. Okay, in his argument, Trump might not have the luxury of reading all the laws and stuff. I mean, okay, fine. I mean, we know he's a one-pager kind of guy. He can't read anything past the length of a tweet anyway. All right, fine. Okay. He doesn't have to, though. You know why? It's because the court's job to check the president if he does something illegal. It is called the separation of powers. Okay? It is called checks and balances. Right? We're supposed to have them. If the president does something illegal or unconstitutional, then the court has to step in and put a stop to it. That's how our system is supposed to work. And that's what we have here. And look, what he did is ignore due process. The people that are getting deported have not had due process. Most of them do not have criminal records. That's it. So why are they getting sent to some El Salvadorian prison with no due process? Why? And it's not just that they're being deported, by the way. They are being disappeared into a notoriously brutal foreign prison camp by our president. So, and one that is conveniently not located in the United States. Why is he doing that? Because he wants to make examples of them, okay? So that every immigrant, and he's openly said this, right? That he would prefer that they self-deport, okay? Because it's going to get nasty. He says it's going to get bad if you don't self-deport. So you just self-deport now, or else you're going to end up like these people. Wow. And so that is, of course, unless they buy Donald Trump's $5 million golden ticket. So either be rich and buy your way in, or we're going to get rid of you. That's the reality of what's going on, okay? And now you do have judges that are fighting back, but that's the problem. They shouldn't have to. This shouldn't be the last guard for democracy, the judiciary. It's not designed for this. It is not designed to move at the pace that Trump has been moving. What you need is Congress. You need Congress to exercise a check, but of course they're not going to do so because they are wholly devoted to defending Donald Trump. So that's what you have here, okay? And you've got Jane Goebbels out here, all the way, by the way, smearing judges who are actually doing that. That's what a lawless regime does, and we are living in a lawless regime. Look, it's good that the reporters are fighting back. They're crediting your record, but I mean, for one, it makes me wonder how long that reporter is going to be allowed to be there, if he's ever going to be able to allowed to come back. And they're not going to do what they did to the AP and kick them out. But then, of course, it also makes you wonder, like, how are we going to stop the lawlessness of this administration if they're just ignoring and smearing judges that are just doing their jobs in simply upholding the law? Scary thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's
patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.